about a very interesting and profitable niche that you might want to consider when doing business here in Africa. And this involves custom furniture that is private label branded. So first let me play this video by this American model called Cindy Crawford. If you're not old enough to know who she is, just look up Cindy Crawford. She was really popular back in the day, back in the 90s and 2000s.
I created Cindy Crawford home more than 15 years ago. My furniture is designed for living. It's stylish, yet timeless, and affordable. And the best part is you don't have to think twice about putting your feet up and getting comfortable. So make yourself at home.
Cindy Crawford, like I said, back in the day came up with this 15 years ago, she said. As you can see, the furniture's got her name in there. And all she did was do a lot of TV commercials throughout the 2000s there. So for a long time, she's been doing commercials for her branded furniture. And she's been getting a lot of sales. And she partnered up with a bunch of retail stores like, I don't know, Rooms to Go, some of these American brands. Target, I think she sold some of her furniture in there. And a couple of other retail stores in the United States. I think this strategy is going to work in Africa if you want to get into the furniture business. There are already people that sell custom furniture that is designed locally and produced locally, especially here in Tanzania. There are a lot of people that are good at crafts, putting together furniture, but the quality is not going to be at the same level as what is coming in from China. We didn't know, when she was doing all these videos and these commercials and selling her furniture, we didn't know that all of this furniture is actually coming from China, because China produces all this stuff. It's not the Americans. America doesn't produce anything. So all she did was found a source over there in China, slapped her label on there, and ran TV commercials, and focused on the front end, which is the branding. And then the Chinese produced it, and she would import it based on the volume that she sells. She probably didn't even have to hold on to too much inventory, right? And she focused on the branding part. And I think this is the future of the game here in Africa, where instead of you just grabbing any kind of furniture from random places, you either partner up with a celebrity locally, or you come up with a custom brand that you can label, but it's actually sourced from China. Then you focus on marketing and branding it here in Africa. That idea will definitely work. Let me show you another clip here of some of the sources and where you can get some of these custom furniture from China. I was just on Instagram scrolling. Instagram now is just recommending a whole bunch of sources from China, because the algorithm is feeding me more and more what I need. So let me play this video for you real quick.
Coming to China to buy furniture for your whole house? We've got you covered. Over 20 business cars are ready to pick you up the moment you land. During your trip in China, we'll be arranging one interpreter who will be following you throughout the journey. We'll arrange exclusive factory visits based on your needs and style. Before you arrive, we'll shortlist 3 to 5 top factories and ensure product quality. Can't come to China? No problem. We offer remote video selection. You can choose furniture, colors, and materials from anywhere. We'll make sure everything is safely delivered to your home. Whether you come to China or not, we'll help you build your dream home. And don't forget to follow me to learn more about luxury furniture.
The game has changed, guys. The game has completely changed. What the Americans were doing for a long time, you can now bring to the African market. With the age of social media, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube, you can pick top 3 markets here in Africa. Let's say you want to operate in East Africa and you want to promote your furniture brand. Maybe you can focus on Kenya, Rwanda, and Uganda, because all 3 countries use English as an official language for business. So you can start branding your furniture brand to all those 3 countries and do sales. Maybe partner up with local retailers in those markets, and then you just start selling. Because what a lot of furniture sellers here in Africa, I'm speaking specifically in Tanzania and what I've experienced in other parts of Africa, they don't focus on the customer experience at all. They don't focus on the branding as much. And that's where I believe is the blind spot for a lot of these people. That's their blind spot. And if you want to win in the game of business, you exploit your competition's blind spot. All they're doing is going to suppliers like this one and just picking different pieces, having a big store, they put all their inventory in there, and they hope and pray that inventory is going to sell. And very minimal branding on the front end, very minimal advertising, especially on social media. If your brand of anything is not showing up on this mobile device right here, then it doesn't exist. It does not exist. And unfortunately, a lot of these people that are starting businesses, especially furniture stores here in Africa, they don't focus on that. So they spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on the old school way, on the old way of doing business, but not really tapping into the new way of doing business, which is social media and branding and private labeling and finding custom pieces that are unique. There's a housing boom happening here in Africa. People here, are making money. The economies are growing. If you look at the fastest growing economies in the world right now, a lot of them are in Africa. There are quite a few here in Africa. And all of these places that are growing economies, there's a housing boom. Even in economies that are not booming, maybe the economic growth is maybe 1 or 2%, there's still a lot of housing being built, luxury homes. And a lot of these luxury homes, they're always looking for unique pieces for their mansions. And you need to capture that market. And the way to capture that market, outside of just promoting it on social media, you can also capture that market by offering what we call luxury shopping experiences. Let me play another video for you so you can understand what I mean by luxury shopping experiences.
Oh my God, I'm really gonna die. The diamonds. Oh, I love you. Okay, yeah, let's get into it.
Islamic banks face 5 major challenges. Complexity,
Okay. Listen, I know this is cringe, okay? This is super cringe. She's an influencer who's going to do shopping at Dior. But let me play a couple of more seconds and I'll explain to you what the concept is here.
You're so cute that you picked things that oh yeah. Okay, these two are you actually kidding?
I know, I love that. That's a mixture of Astrakhan fur and...
Okay, I've had it. It's too cringe. But the reason why I'm playing this for you is this. Let me tell you a quick story. When I first moved my family here to Tanzania, one of the things that we needed to do was buy furniture for the house. So we went to different furniture places looking for furniture, and we settled for this store, and I won't mention the name of the store, that sells really high quality, locally produced furniture. The furniture is produced here in Tanzania. It's really good quality. Even this desk that I have right here, I bought it in that same store. This is made in Tanzania. I must have spent like $3,000 in that store that day. I know, in the grand scheme of things, if you're gonna drop $3,000 in New York, London, Paris, most parts of the U.S., $3,000 is not a whole lot of money, to be spending. But here in Africa, somebody dropping $3,000 in a shopping spree in one day, that's a significant amount of money for the store. When I went into the store, I had my 3,000 USD in equivalency to buy all the pieces that I need. I needed a nice table, I needed a desk, and then I needed a bunch of other pieces of furniture, like couches and stuff. My shopping experience in there was horrible. It was horrible. Not only was the place hot, I wasn't offered a place to sit. There was no, there were no refreshments. You know how hot Dar es Salaam can get if you've ever been to Dar es Salaam. It gets really hot over here, especially in December and November. It gets blazing hot. I was sweating, and the sales ladies that were in there, they were not really helpful like that. And I'm not talking about like language barrier. That's not the issue. You know, the issue is that the customer service was horrible. Did you see how this lady here, this Instagrammer, was greeted by that sales guy, the sales rep? She was greeted as if she was coming into, a sacred place, a private room for shopping. This is the kind of level of experience that you can offer your clients when you start selling their custom furniture here in Africa. You set up a showroom, kind of like this one. Let me just play it on mute. You set up your custom showroom, one showroom, where people can just come in. They know they're going to get the best experience of their lives. Because people here who have money, they will love this. Look at this. She's getting champagne. I want champagne when I'm shopping for furniture. When somebody's worked hard for their money, this is the kind of treatment that they want. In fact, it wasn't just that one store that I went to. I went to 2 stores, and these 2 stores are considered the high-end stores in Dar es Salaam. But the customer service was horrible. But if you were to come into this market, the African market, and you want to compete with these guys, and by the way, these 2 stores, I'll tell you, like, they have at least $1 million worth of inventory in there. But the shopping experience is horrific. But you don't have to have millions of dollars to outcompete them. You don't. You can have a smaller showroom and focus more on the customer experience, the experience shopping, and then you focus on the private labeling and drop shipping model from China. That's how you beat the competition. That's the competition's blind spot. And you can absolutely dominate them, especially if you're promoting that on social media. It's only a matter of time until, the top influencers in the country start to come shop at your store and discover that, hey, I get champagne at this store. Then they're going to put it all over Instagram. You even invite them over just to hang out at your store and give them free champagne so they can Instagram all over the place and promote your place for free. That's how you get free promo. There's so many ways to finesse this and completely crush the competition, because the competition locally here does not do that. I know this because I was one of the customers of these places or these establishments. Maybe a place that they have this level of customer service might be South Africa and parts of Kenya, and over there in Egypt they might have it. Where else? Some of the like really advanced economies like Nigeria, they might have this. Ghana, I don't know. Maybe Ghana, they're starting to have something like this. But you bring something like this with the furniture focused, because you're selling high ticket items. If you're selling a piece of furniture and the minimum amount somebody's spending is $100 USD, give them an experience, man. Give them a little bit of an experience. It doesn't hurt to give them champagne. It doesn't hurt to give them a cup of coffee, a beverage, some juice. They're going to spend more, especially if you give them champagne. You see, if those guys had given me champagne, I probably would have blown 5 Gs in that spot. But I wanted to get out of there so bad that, I ended up spending only 3 when I could have spent 5. The game has changed, guys. Let me pause this video right here. The game has changed, guys. It's not the same in Africa. There's money to be made here in Africa. If you're ready to work with the best, this means that you're ready to take your business idea or this business niche idea to the next level, then let's talk. Let's talk about it. Schedule time. Paid consultation though. You got to pay for this consultation because I'm going to put you on so much game on how you can set up and compete at a low cost by using that dropship model, finding supplies over there in China, setting up the right systems, setting up the right branding, setting up the right, experience, brand experience. If you're ready to work with the best, schedule time, paid consultation. And I specialize in East Africa, Southern Africa. But I think this idea will work in West Africa as well. North Africa, it'll work. Let's talk about it. Schedule time. Talk to you soon.